Well, hello everybody, welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to go ahead and do the office tour that I've been promising a little bit here and there, and sneaking some pictures and whatnot over on Twitter. Link is in the description below. It's at TechBoyGaming. So we're going to do this office tour. This will be filmed on March 8th, not 18th, 28th, 2016. And I'm going to show you everything in my office, and hopefully it'll be a pretty cool video for all of you guys to watch. Starting here, we have my door, which is a door, so that's cool. We have a shelf thing, but I'll go over that in a second because that has quite a few things on it, and needs to have a little section in itself to explain. We have the random chair that I put random stuff on that I don't need, and I'm just lazy to organize. Also known as the chair I sit on that I board when I want to sit on my desk or my office chair. And it's here, and it's random, and I don't have anywhere to put this in my house, so it's here until I figure out where to actually productively put it. Here's the closet that has a lot of random technology stuff, and this plan unorganized. It's a wild mess. If I ever get it organized, I guess I'll show it to you, but for now, it will just be closed, and I do not like what's in there because it's really messy, but that's because I got lazy, and just shoving things through here and closing the door kind of solves the issue of, well, organizing. So, yeah, but over here we have a random old printer that I don't even hook up anymore. It's this random old printer that I don't need anymore, but I don't have room well, I do have room in there now since I reorganized some stuff. But one day I'll move that somewhere else. Random box or something, I don't remember what it's in there. Some empty can air bottles that you need to get rid of. Really old PC from 2007 that doesn't work anymore because I think either a motherboard problem or a power supply problem. Would be nice if I get this thing working and maybe turn it into a router or just use it as some other weird machine for something. I don't know. Then over here we have my old what's it called? My old desk that's pretty small. Used to use this for a few years back. Until I upgraded to something a little nicer, which is over there, which I'll get to that in a second. So here's where I place some of the more useful things I get. I need to go ahead and use them, not here and there. We have my rechargeable battery thingamabobber from Energizer. Don't get this model, it's really crappy and it will troll you the heck. A floppy disk for Windows 95 that I have lying around for some reason. It's cool, I guess. My Windows 7 Ultimate 64-bit disk for, well, it's a 64 and 32-bit disk that we have. Pretty cool, I guess. Then we have an old weird Kodak camera that I just have here, being cool. Some wires, HDMI cable, micro USB, lightning bolt cables, some other cables, old PS2 controller, PC adapter. We have my router from Time Warner Cable. It's okay and whatnot, but maybe in the future I'll upgrade it to something else, and I can go ahead and do a lot of cool advanced networking things. But for now, we just have this here. It's a modem router combo from Time Warner Cable. It works and does its job, I guess, but oh well. Spare Ethernet cable, a DisplayPort to DVI cable, a old 500 gigabyte Samsung hard drive that we have lying around. That's pretty old. 7200 RPMs though, which is pretty cool. Here's the model name if you're curious. Some headphone bags, some railings that I have for my PC that I forgot to close the box for since I was remounting some hard drives the other day. Of course that doesn't shove in, oh well. This is what happens when you try to close boxes with one hand. It is not easy. Hello? Yeah, close enough. Old random mouse pad we have lying around. Some zip ties that are pretty useful for organizing things. Then we have a Windows 7 32-bit key and disk in here. And Windows 8.1 key and disk here. And then a Windows 10 disk and key, which I guess is pretty cool. Okay, then if we go over here, this here is my spare slash server PC slash mini NAS that isn't really a NAS because I don't have a lot of hard drives in here. This has a WD blue in it, and why is that not focusing properly? That's weird. This has a WD blue in it, and well, actually has WD blue in it and a bad 1 terabyte Seagate hard drive that I'm trying to see if I write zeros to and reallocate sectors and whatnot, I can maybe fix it and get it where it doesn't give me failing warnings, but most likely it's dead. If I somehow survive or save that hard drive, then we're good. Then it would be cool, but oh well, doesn't really matter. I should just buy a new one anyways, but cheap, as they say. This machine has Intel Core i7-9960, 6 gigabytes of RAM, a 600 watt power supply. What else does it have? A ATI 5670 graphics card, and a display, and then this random Cooler Master case that's pretty old and has wear and tear and some milk spills because my little brother was a big derp and accidentally spilled milk years back, but it works still, and everything's perfectly fine, runs perfectly, and it does its job. I'll have a full PC part picker link to this exact PC here if you're curious what everything is and whatnot. So keep that in mind. That will be in the description. Okay, and since I promised I would say what this is, since I wanted to explain the other little miniature storage table, here's a here's a little bigger rack thing I have to store a lot of my PC stuff, or its boxes and whatnot. It's pretty cool, I guess. I will start on the top here. So here we have some pliers and screwdrivers. Whatever this thing is called, forgot what they are called, but they help hold my green screen to the little lamps here. So I guess I'll talk about the green screen first, and before we get to anything else, since I'm sure you guys have been wondering what this is. This is essentially how I hold my green screen up. So I was cheap and then decided to buy one of those green screen stands, or any proper way of holding this up normally. So what I did was I used 2 of these old, really broken lamps, or I just don't need them anymore. I think they're broken. Well, they have issues. So I use these little clip things here to grab some of the green screen material, fabric thing, and put them onto these little lamp posts on here, and it works really well. And on my stream, you can't notice it since I crop it out, but the green screen effect works really well with the lights we have here, and I guess that's pretty cool. So that's why I have this for. One day I'll actually buy a proper mounting system, since this is a little, DIY. But again, DIY setups are pretty cool, if you ask me. So that's what I have. So that's what that's for. Then we have a wireless card that I don't use anymore, which maybe I'll recommission to another machine one day. Who knows? But it's a wireless end card, which I'm trying to hold this with one hand. I guess a wireless end card that I have here. It's pretty cool, I guess. Then an old cable tuner card that we don't use anymore because we don't have cable TV anymore. Well, cable or satellite TV. So, and also this is really old and probably wouldn't work well without a card slot or something. And I'm trying to place this back normally. Oh well, that works plenty well. Then a toothbrush for cleaning out fans and stuff. Really old one from years back, so that was there for cleaning stuff. Then we have some old DDR2 RAM, which actually, what's the speed of it? I do not know. I think it's a 4 gig kit, but it's from that old PC that I was saying that we've decommissioned. But yeah, that's that. DDR2. You can look that up and see the speeds. It's probably like 666 or 667 megahertz RAM. Then we have this random charger for I don't know what it is for. I just have it here. Old iPod, whatever this was called. I don't even remember the name of it, but old iPod. Then we have some other random cables here, some VGA cables, AV cables, composite. Nothing exciting here. Now, the more exciting stuff here is here. So here we have some boxes. This here is one of the SSD that I have on my brother's computer, which maybe I'll do a video on that if you're curious. 250 gigabyte SSD. Technically a bigger capacity than my SSD, but when we were buying his PC, This SSD was a lot cheaper than when I was buying my SSD for my main workstation. So I guess that's what happens when prices go way down for SSDs, and you have a lower capacity one that costs about the same as this one. So actually, this costs a lot cheaper than that one by a lot. Oh well. And then we have two of the Asus Sonar DGX sound cards. One's for my computer, one's for my brother's computer, so we can have optimal audio. And the sound cards by default are really bad, so that's why we have dedicated sound cards in our machines. There is the wireless card that I believe we had. Well, actually no, this is a different wireless card, I think. This is, well, actually, what is the wireless card I have up here? Okay, the wireless card that I have in storage is a Linksys one, which we don't have the box anymore. The one over there is a TP-Link. The TP-Link one is in my brother's computer, since we don't have any Cat 6 wired in our house, sadly. One day, I guess we'll have Cat 6 wired in the house. I would have to do that and have it where he's connected directly to a switch or something. But that's when I go ahead and work on improving my home network. As you saw before, it's just this simple modem router combo from Time Warner Cable, which is plugged into my computer through that switch. And then, oh, there's two connected devices right now. The my computer, my server computer thing, where I run off like home servers for like Minecraft, or be able to have a centralized location on the network for file hosting. Which I didn't explain that earlier, which I guess is kind of weird in terms of the video, but oh well, it's just more of a rambly showing video. Then we have the box for my Cooler Master Hyper 212 Evo. It's a fantastic air cooler. It's on my main PC, keeps it really cool, and I like it. Then we have my older graphics card, otherwise known as the graphics card that my brother's using now, the R9 280 from AMD. It works pretty well, it does its job, and it does its thing. Then we have the graphics card that I'm using right now, which it doesn't show you directly without, I think, going over here. Well, it's upside down a little bit. Well, not really. You can look at it here in this angle if it focuses. Yeah, we have a 970. That's in my main computer. I love this graphics card. Does everything I want and more. Would be really good to have it for 1440p gaming or 2K gaming, but I don't have a 1440p/2K monitor. So one day when I get that, I'll have it. The expandability, or have my computer already for it. I just need the monitor, which I don't have the money for, but one day I will, I guess. Then we have my keyboards boxes, the Black Widow, Razer Black Widow Ultimate keyboard, 2015 I believe. Pretty awesome keyboard, love it. Then we have the box for my Yeti. Used to use microphone, but don't anymore. My capture card, the Yato HT60. Okay, capture card has a lot of issues with syncing if you don't know how to fix it properly in OBS. When live streaming, really good for local recording though. If you want a capture card, that's, well, if you can get this for a deal, I would recommend it. Otherwise, probably get one of the AverMedia USB 3.0 capture cards. They're a lot more stable, and the bandwidth on USB 3.0 is much more of a 2.0, and you should have less issues overall. But whatnot. Then we have my mouse, the M65 RGB. Love this mouse, beautiful. Does its job for the most part. Then we have my headphones, the Beyerdynamics DT770 Pros, 32 ohms, work really well, and I love the sound of them. Then we have my microphone, which is, if it focuses, hello, Sterling Audio ST51P, which is a lovely microphone. Got it on sale from Guitar Center for $50. Normally costs from Guitar Center about $100, so nice deal that I got off of that. Mixer, got this for like $69. Does its job, 6-channel mixer. Works plenty well for me. Those are the main boxes. Then here's my power drill here that I use. All the heads and stuff are in here. A DVI cable, a SATA 3 cable. Then we have my old keyboard that I used to use, the SteelSeries Apex keyboard, which lovely keyboard. Not mechanical though, but it works plenty well for me. Good for being a quiet keyboard if you want a quiet keyboard. Moderate quiet. Old Dell mouse, old Dell keyboard. These are really useful for when I want to, or if any of my keyboards fail, and I just want a simplistic keyboard that doesn't do anything fancy. Does its job, well, I guess, and That's what that's for. And then my crouch. We have the box for my old headset I used to use, the Kingston HyperX Cloud gaming headset. Pretty good headset overall. But now that's for my brother to use since I have the Paradigm CT770s. Then we have my motherboards box, the MSI MSIZ 97S SLA edition. Cool motherboard, looks awesome, black and white, beautiful. The motherboard that's in my server PC slash my spare miscellaneous does other stuff PC. Gigabyte X58 AUD3R. Beautiful motherboard, does its job pretty well for socket 13626. The motherboard that my brother's using, which I'm going to get the box, but I'll have that in the description if you're curious, on his build and whatnot as well. And then maybe I'll make a video on his build and what his PC is about. Then here is another MSI motherboard that is for a AMD. Has a random AMD chip on it. Don't know what it is because I haven't wrote that down, and I'm lazy to figure that out until I actually build a some of this PC. But it's probably going to be a router because it would be good, I guess, for what this is for. Then here we have another random keyboard that's pretty crappy. Random weird keyboard that was for Mac. Got it for cheap or something way back then. It's bad. Random broken down laptop. Some headphones. Random loot kit box. The power thing the power brick for this thing. The old shock mount that I used from Yeti when I had it on my microphone boom arm, which I'll show you in a second. A tripod. It's pretty useful when I want to go ahead and use any cameras, take pictures with it, or any videography. It's really cheap. Wouldn't recommend this if you're serious in the videography things. But it does a job for me, I guess, for being cheap, I presume. Then my old AV media capture card, for what it is essentially the one that only captures over to a 2.5 inch hard drive or a USB 2.0 hard drive or flash drive thing. The remote and then some wires is a component capture card. Wouldn't recommend it. Because if you want to do any live streaming stuff, it would be bad. But while recording, I guess is okay. Okay, so let's go ahead and go over to the main shebang of the show, my main workstation area with the desk. This is a corner wooden desk that I got from either Staples or Office Depot. Forgot particularly where I got it from. It was a while ago, probably 2 years ago or something like that by now. Hello, focus. But it's good and it does my job, plenty of space for me. So we'll start on the right, I guess, and let me get my chair. I'll also explain my chair later, since it's pretty bad, but why not? So we'll go with that later. So here we have a Wii U, which is what I play Wii U games, and also Galaxy 1 and 2 for when I do speedruns of those, which, by the way, if you want to see me do speedruns of Galaxy 1 and 2, link will be in the description down below for my Twitch channel, because that's where I stream all that stuff. And it works well enough for me, and I have it set up to my capture card, which is way back here in the wired mess. You got the H260. Works okay, does its job, and then I input the HDMI here, goes out and goes over to my monitor, which is an Acer monitor. Does its job pretty well, I guess, and I'll have a link to this in the description if you're curious. But yeah, it has my PC, the DVI, and has the capture card, the HDMI over here. Works well, does its job. Alright, then we have some screwdrivers here, because I like to go ahead and meddle with my computer, or if I ever need to use a screwdriver, I have it. This here is the modular screwdriver that I have. The heads, different heads and whatnot, replacements are down there, and that does its job. And I have other random screws here because I got lazy to actually organize them in a better location. Sorry about the random cut that you just saw. That was because my storage got full on my phone for whatever weird reason, but luckily I have it where the video was not corrupted, so hurrah for us. So back to what I was going to say with the explaining what's here. So I was gonna explain what this was, I believe. So here's where I have some flash drives. That's an 8 GB flash drive. That's a 2 GB flash drive. That there is a TP-Link USB Bluetooth adapter. Does this job for what I need it for, and I actually haven't used it in a while. But it's in case I need it for my main PC. Random thing, I don't know what it is, but it looks cool. My Bluetooth adapter into a little USB dongle that actually makes it a little longer and a lot easier to put in my PC. For what this is, but it looks cool. Mini USB to USB cable. The Galaxy S5 USB 3.0 cable that I use to transfer video. I actually just used this not so long ago because I had to transfer video over fast. Then we have a little Android figure thing that's from Motorola that I have lying around. Pretty cool, I guess. So that's what I have. It's pretty cool. USB 3.0 card reader, very useful for when I want to read and write cards and stuff, especially for when I want to transfer data from my Wii or Wii U or normal Wii. I have another room with SD cards. I have a 2 GB flash or SD card because that's what works with the Wii U, and well, works better with the Wii mode, especially for homebrewing. And I like having some cool stuff on homebrew. That's cool and customizable as I probably should make it, but it works well enough. Then back here we have we also have a flash drive here, but this is for USB loading games that I'm lazy to actually have all this here. So it's useful when I switch swap games. It's an 8 GB flash drive. Then over here we have a 500 GB USB 2.0 Western Digital external hard drive enclosure thing. It's okay, it does its job. It's from 2007. I should probably replace this and store or back up all the data somewhere. Backed up some of the data, but I have to back up most of it, organize it. It just has some data that I use here and there. Oh, actually, it has my music collection, so I guess it's more important than here and there. USB 2.0 hub, a Apple 30-pin dock connector thingamabobber with a charging cable or with a wall thingamabobber for what it's called. Then we have, excuse me, with a kick in my desk, a mistake. Then we also have the PS3 controller that I use for PC and stuff, since it's useful for me. A 1 TB USB 3.0 hard drive, very useful for moving files around fastly between large files between. Why is that not working? Large files between computers. Random Logitech mouse with its sensor in here. It's cool, I guess. Pretty small though, but it's useful as a spare mouse that I use here and then, and the thing keeps dropping. Oh well. Wii U gamepad, which is cool, on a charging dock. One of the new ish Wii remotes with the Wii Motion Plus inside it. Works pretty well. Does its job for my Galaxy speedruns. My old Wii remote from 2007. Pretty cool, but it's pretty bad now since it's old and deteriorating over time. That's all that for that side of this. This is a Blue Yeti microphone that I don't use as a microphone anymore. I actually use it more as a audio output device for my music. Works pretty well for that feature, and also works well as a spare microphone in case my XLR setup just dies in the fiery pits of doom for some reason. Capture card, as I mentioned earlier. Monitor, Acer monitor, 23-inch. I'll have linked exactly all the specs here. Only a 60 hertz panel though, so it's okay, I guess. Then over there is my webcam, the C920. I use it for my Twitch live streams, and it's really awesome. Works really well. Got it for like $60 on Amazon one day. Happy about that. The sensor bar, my lights, which by the way, I got all 3 of these in a pair for about $40 on Amazon, so I was pretty happy about that. And it does get hot if I have these on for a while, but that's okay for having good lighting. Or lighting that's a lot better than none. Then we have my Corsair M65 mouse. I love this mouse. It's pretty cool. Does its job. Might want to look into replacing this one day, but for now, this works and does its job. Has a high enough DPI for what I need it for, and it works. Then the keyboard is a Razer Black Widow Ultimate 2015 keyboard. Love it. The Razer green switches are beautiful, and I love the sound that it makes. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. Then we have my mixer, which connects all my audio and works really well for my Twitch live streams. Makes my life a lot easier mixing audio and making it all sound well. Those are my headphones. That's on the microphone stand, the DT770s. Pros, 32 ohms. Showed the box earlier in the video. And then we have the main start of the show for at least my microphone. It is the Sterling Audio ST51P. Mentioned this a little bit earlier. Great microphone, got for $50. And does this job well. One day I will plan to upgrade this to something maybe like the Extra Voice RE320, but that's when I have $300 to spend on a microphone. Maybe one day I'll have that money to spend on this for a microphone and improve my audio quality, but it works so well for me. So this is a XLR microphone. For those who don't know what it is it's essentially a analog type of connection. Is what most of the higher end microphones use to connect over to interfaces or mixers. In case I'm using a mixer, because I wanted to use the benefits of a mixer, so I have it hooked on a mixer. And then if I were to move my monitor, and by the way, this is a 27-inch 1080p monitor. That's also 1080p for those curious. This is a 1080p 27-inch monitor. They're both IPSs, if I didn't mention that earlier. I'll link to all these monitors, the products, and all that stuff will be in the description below for your convenience. But yeah, this is the mixer though I use. It's an Alta mixer. Model will be in the description below. Have it where it hooks up all sorts of different audio devices. I have it hook up my microphone, my main PC audio, my music audio, my voice over IP audio, and then I have it where it outputs 2 different signals back to my computer after I mix them all properly. So this here is main out, which this main out outputs that over to my sound card's audio in, where that captures my audio for my live streams, and we'll have it where all my microphone is mixed properly to the music, voice over IP, and all that other good stuff. That there's the monitor port where I plug my headphones in. It says phones if I do the right angle or focus properly. Then I also have it here where I have an aux in or mix minus setup, where essentially I only have it where channel 1 is being sent over there, which essentially means that I can have it where I can use voice over IP like Skype, Discord, TeamSpeak, whatever. I use Discord in my case to send my microphone over that, so that they only hear me versus they hearing themselves and the game audio and my music. So that's cool. And either way, I'll explain more of this in detail later on in a separate video. Just a little brief overview of how I have that set up. But for those curious, I may make a video explaining this, and hopefully you'll like that when I do that. So I'll put the monitor back in, have it over here because this looks good for me, space concerns, and I generally just use these dials here to adjust my audio. So that's essentially what's mostly my setup here. Like I mentioned, the keyboard, the mouse. Also, this is a microfiber cloth I use to clean my phone and other things that are useful. Sorry for the lighting being weird. Just if you're not in the right part when you have all this lighting here, it causes some weird white balance shifting issues. And this camera on the S5 is the best on adjusting with white balance. And sadly, I don't have that off because of weird reasons. So, and this is my chair, which I didn't mention earlier. It's a really old, or like a 2 years old, and it was like a cheap office chair, and right now it's literally degrading. So I have to actually replace this in the future, and fix this thing. So in the future, I'll place it and I'll have a video on that. I'll put pictures on Twitter and stuff. So I realized when I ended the video that I forgot to show off my main PC workstation. So we're gonna show that off. Sorry if this looks abrupt in the video in terms of cutting, but then again, this is kind of just a weird vlog show style of my area. So, oh well, you get what you get, I guess. So this here is my workstation. Here it's an Intermax case. Don't know what it is exactly, but I'll have a link in the description. I have a blue LED fan over there, a DVD drive that I don't actually have hooked up because my power supply isn't long enough to actually have it in. Old DVD drive, don't use it anyways, and it would be ugly to take out because I don't have the cover for this anymore. I don't know where it is, so Therefore, too bad it's here for now. Then on top here, this case here has two USB 3.0 ports, some 3.5 millimeter audio in and audio out. Don't use it because it's crappy for the audio. Then two USB 2.0 ports. What's in this PC, if you're curious, is a Intel Core i7-4790, not decay because of weird issues that I have with not being able to buy the K version, but well. Maybe one day I'll get a 4790K or just plan on upgrade this to X99 or whatever is better at the time when I upgrade. Oh well, that's plenty well enough for me as my main workstation. Also has 16 GB of RAM, DDR3 at 1866 MHz. Then the graphics card is a GTX 970 from Asus. Awesome card. I guess I'll show you what it looks like in here. I know the wire mess here, it's pretty bad, but I don't care much, and also it's a struggle. Yeah, there you go, we turned on the flash. Also, we have a 212 Evo Cooler Master heatsink, which works well. And yes, I know I have really bad wiring in my in my computer, but doesn't matter to me, I don't care. Then we also have, which you may not be able to see at this angle because of lighting, and also the way I have to show this camera, angle stuff. I accidentally took a picture. Well done. Anyways, we also have the Asus DGX, or Asus Sonar DGX 5.1 surround sound card. Otherwise, I just use this for two-channel audio. Outputs my main computer's audio to my mixer, works well enough for me. Also captures the mixer sound, does its job. Video card, and then we have some hard drives here. We have a 120 gigabyte SSD from OCZ, which, and then we also have a 3 terabyte Seagate hard drive, and then two 1 terabyte Seagate hard drives in RAID 0 for recording purposes and for fast video editing. Works really well for me so far, and I guess that's all that's in my PC. If I miss anything, I'll have it in the description below for you if you're curious. And a 500 watts power supply. Alright, back to the outro. Thank you everybody for watching the video of the Office Tour 2016. Hope everybody really liked the video. I had a fun time making it. The only thing I don't really like about the video, but I guess this is just a caveat of not doing a lot of vlogs, or doing them at all, is that I'm a very rambling person when I'm doing vlogs, so the video just became a really gigantic rambling festival of me saying all sorts of stuff at my setup, which I mean, I guess that's okay for what it is, and that's well enough. That's why we'll have the time codes in the beginning of the video, presuming I remember to do it, which I probably will do it, because I will get a lot of angry messages otherwise if that wasn't done. So thank you everybody for watching this video. Hope you really enjoyed it. Leave a comment below if you like it or hate it, or have any suggestions about the setup and what I could do to improve the overall quality of it. Okay, you can go ahead and follow me on Twitter at TechBoyGaming. You can go ahead and follow me on Twitch, which is the TechBoy, otherwise known as the place where I stream all sorts of video games, Wizard 101, Super Mario Galaxy, all that good stuff. We also have a Discord server where we're able to go ahead and talk to each other for video games and stuff. Cool place to meet up with lots of other cool people, if that's what you're into. Either way, thank you all for watching the video, and I will see you into the next one.